Hiya! I just thought you'd like to know how I got on in the court last week. Well, what happened was, right, Auntie Lillian came round and picked me and my mum up in a car and took us to the court, and then she went back for my dad. We could have all gone together, but my mum and dad aren't allowed in the same car because of the restraining order. So we got to the courtroom and my dad met us there, but the judge says that we were all allowed in the same room, like, just for the one day, because like he keep an eye on us and like they were there to support me and that, so it were alright. So we got in and Mr. Punjalali stood up and said what had happened, and he showed the mark on his turban, like where he'd got hit in the robbery, and then they showed the CCTV videotapes of it happening, and like my dad cheered when he saw me in the corner eating Jaffa cakes. It didn't really look like me, like I was really fat and stuff, but I suppose that was the Jaffa cakes, wasn't it? Anyway, Mr. Punjalali sat down and then the judge asked me to get up, and like I stood up and I was looking around the room, and he said, can you look round this room and see like the man that we think it probably was that did the robbery? So I had to look round, and he said, do you recognise this man? And I said, yeah, because I did recognise him, like. But I asked if I had to swear on the Bible, because I didn't really want to swear in the Bible, because I only know 2 words, like one of them's crap and one of them's up your fart and clapper, but I didn't really want to say that in court, you know. And the judge says I didn't have to swear, I just had to tell the truth. So he said, do you recognise this man? And I said, yeah, I recognise him. And then he said, was it the man that hit Mr. Punjalali on his head and pressed his bum up against the window? And I said, well, I don't really know, because I didn't see his face. And Mr. Punjalali, like, was standing there nodding, and like the judge says, but you said you recognised him. And I said, well, I do recognise him, because like I'd thought about it since. And it's the bloke that sold my dad some stuff for Auntie Lillian's arthritis outside the pub. Because what happened was, right, Auntie Lillian had been getting like pains in her hands and stuff, and she'd gone to the doctors and she'd asked for some stuff like to help it for the arthritis, but the doctor says like, you're on too many tablets as it is, like, because you know she's taking the tablets to make her voice go higher. So she said she didn't really want to bother, because she didn't want like grow lots of hair again. So my dad says he knew a bloke down the pub who got some like herbalist stuff that she could take, like, you know, for her arthritis, and like she puts it in tea and stuff and cakes and that, but I don't eat the cakes because I don't like sponge. Anyway, so I says to the judge that yeah, I did recognise him, and I think when my mum like must have recognised him too, because she was like nodding and smiling, like, but my dad was really trying to think hard if it were him, because he was like that, you know, he didn't really know. Auntie Lillian had gone out because I think she were in pain, but the judge said he'd be really interested in hearing what I'd got to say about the bloke. So I sort of told him that, and then he said court adjourned, and then that were it really. I wasn't asked to go back, but the judge had said like he thinks maybe I should think about going into the police force when I'm older. I don't really want to, because I don't like the noise that the cars make, you know, and I think if you were sat in one of them cars it'd like do your head in, wouldn't it? I don't really think I'll do that. Anyway, I've got work experience next week and I'm going for help Auntie Lillian out at Elsie the Tanner's, so I'll let you know how that gets on. Anyway, this is Juliet Bravo signing off. Bye!